Hello, I'm Vortheon313. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and like. This is day 15 of my 40-day fast. I'm down 39 pounds. Feeling pretty good. I've only been hungry for about 10 minutes, and that was yesterday. So far so good. I don't see any problems getting to the 40 days. I got lots of clarity, tons of clarity. And yeah, I'm good to go. Good to go for my 40 days. Who knows how much weight I'll lose by the end of the 40 days? I don't know. There's a guy named O'Klung. He's a he's retired NFL guy, Seattle Seahawks, right? Seattle Seahawks. And he lost 100 pounds in like 40 days. So I don't think I'll get that much necessarily. Maybe I'll get more. Who knows? But it doesn't matter too much. It's all spiritual, and the weight loss is nice. But the spiritual baggage that I'm going to get rid of, that I am getting rid of, shall make it quicker, I'm sure. Now, that's not what this is about. I was going to relay a thought I had from Spirit. And Spirit, what do you want me to say here? Okay, Spirit was telling me about intention spirals. So let's say I'm thinking, I'm gonna eat a pizza tonight, and you're intending on the pizza, and the spiral starts. Let's say you're relatively powerful, relatively in tune with yourself, mind, body, spirit, and all that good stuff, love and light and whatnot, and your spiral's going, and you're gonna get that pizza. Maybe pizzas are on sale. Maybe you order out and they have a special. That would be a synchronicity or confirmation. Now, let's say some bad guy, right, doesn't like you. You didn't do anything wrong. Let's say you're a good person and you didn't do anything wrong. Now, this person doesn't like you because they're jealous of you, because you have more light than them or whatever. Subconsciously, that's what it really is. Consciously, they don't know why they don't like you. They just assume maybe you think shit about them or talk shit about them, or you think you're better than everybody else. It's not actually that. Their conscious mind is trying to translate their subconscious mind's thoughts on the matter, but also they have their preconceived notions, and their preconceived notions distort the true input of the awareness and consciousness that goes involved in accurately portraying the situation unfolding before themselves, right? So they are jealous of you. They don't really realize it or whatever. It's internalized. It's a protection mechanism because they feel inferior or whatever, right? They got issues, okay? And who doesn't, right? So they have their intention spiral that you get into an accident, right? So I'm headed over to, get a stuffed crust pizza, right? Because I like those are good. And I like that cheese in there. Oh, man. It's so melty and delicious. No. Can you tell I'm on 15 days on a fast? Oh, man. The algorithm keeps hitting me with pizza commercials. It's brutal. It's brutal. Anyway, so they have their intention spiral, and it's set for you to have a collision because they hate you. But they don't hate you for a good reason. What would be a good reason? Well, maybe if you actually did hate them back, and you were a bad guy too, well then your karmas can clash, and whoever wins, whoever loses, right? But you're a good guy, and they're hating on you, and they're trying to send stuff your way. You know what happens? Manual override sometimes. If you're in alignment and they're not, manual override. Automatic manual override. That's right. Not, I wouldn't say automatic override, because that would signify, there's no actual intelligence behind it. It's kind of like a computer program. That's how I gather that. But an automatic manual override, they're like, yeah, no, that ain't going to happen. Not to my chosen one. Or, you don't have to call him chosen one. You call him my guy that I see that's right down there, and he reaches for the spirit all the time. He likes us, us spirits. And, everybody else down there looks like a bunch of assholes. A bunch of mouth-breathing meat bags. Now, that's the lower planes that says that. The astral plane people are the ones that call us meat bags and mouth breathers and all that. That's all astral plane stuff. Once you get to the etheric realm, they're not talking that way. But they don't necessarily respect us either. It's hard to get through to an angel sometimes. Like, with logic, hey, they got their own kind of logic. It doesn't make sense to us all the time. But sometimes, if we're really right, we can make them realize it. So that's why it says in the Bible, pray, pray, pray. If you don't get an answer, pray, pray, pray. And that's really what you got to do. If you can't do it yourself. If you don't have the support network, if you don't have the intelligence enough or the drive to know spirit. Because that's really what it is. We all have the potential to do anything. But we have to put our intention behind it, and it creates a spiral. You intend to do this. If you don't have any aspirations, and you don't make anything clear, then what's spirit going to do? It's going to do what it was going to do before you were thinking lofty ideas. So if you got to set new intentions by putting it out there, and then the universe, if you're aligned, will go your way. You got to fully align. And, that means you got to break through all the veils. How do you do that? Well, you just keep on working. You keep working hard. You make it clear. Mr. Beast, right? He made it abundantly clear to everybody. Everybody. He wanted a whole bunch of viewers. And he wasn't going to have anything less. He lived, eat, and breathed the algorithm. I saw his video. He said not 1 hour went by since he was 13 where he wasn't thinking about YouTube. That's pretty profound. That's what it takes to be the number one YouTuber. Well, I'm probably not going to be the number one YouTuber then. Because I got lots of things that I'm interested in. And if I spent all my time on YouTube, that would preclude all other activities, spiritual and otherwise, that wasn't involved in YouTube video creation and, attention-grabbing titles and descriptions and, promos and stunts and challenges and saying PewDiePie 100,000 times. That's insane. Saying Logan Paul is even more insane than saying PewDiePie. And who was that other guy that he liked? Well, that was PewDiePie, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, Mr. Beast, more power to you. I couldn't do it. But what I can do is the best I can. We can all do the best we can. That's all we can do. But so you take these intention spirals, see, and that's what they send at you. That manual override goes basically... It would be violating free will technically to just put a big X on the spiral, and it just doesn't exist no more. In some cases, that's the case. If it's an egregious universal law violation, they will unwrite, make it so it never happened. That happened to me. That happened to me when I got, well, I don't know if I should say this because they're going to probably delete the video if I say it. It's too secretive. It's one of those, let those with ears hear, let those with eyes see. If I start talking about that stuff, the algorithm's not going to do anything for me at all. And I do need to make a living. And it's not like it would really help anyway because they just cut the video out. Let me see if I can say this in subtext. Okay, something lethal occurred to me spiritually. And I was in alignment. And I basically said inside, with my God self, I said, I unwrite that event. It never happened. It never happened. Because I knew that if I didn't do that, that damage was permanent. The damage was permanent. So I had to unwrite it. So I put full focus and attention, and it happened instantly. See, when you talk instant manifestation like that, it's still a spiral. It's always a spiral, but it's such a powerful spiral, and it's basically taking time and compressing it. That's what a miracle is. That's how the universe, that's how God operates. He has his own intention spirals. You've got your intention spiral, and the ones around you, their intention spiral, the collective unconscious's intention spirals, and secret societies, yes. And there's overlays that really act as thought form constructs that are basically eternal spirals that affect everything. It's really all spirals. You could look at it as spirals, or you could look at it as vibrating strings if you want. But if you look at the vibrating string in a certain way, you'll see it's a spiral. They're vibrating in spirals. Those strings are vibrating in spirals. That's why they say threads, because that's what it is. It's basically vibrating threads that are vibrating in a spiral fashion with phi as a constant and Fibonacci, which regulate how the spirals operate, but or how it rotates rather. It operates how it always operates. That's just the way the universe was formed. The Logos formed it that way. So you got all these strings or threads, whatever you want to call them. Whatever your framework is, that's you. That's your reality. When Timothy Leary said about reality tunnels, that's true. You got your own reality tunnel. Then everybody else has theirs. They come in your space, your fields, your quantum fields, they combine a little bit. You get a little of what they got going on. That's why sexual partners with, scumbags or whatever is going to profoundly affect your entire field, because you're together, they say one flesh. Well, you're not really one flesh technically, but what you are, your field can join. Even when you separate, your field can still be joined. If you have a joined field with somebody for a long enough time, that camaraderie and all that, they have a great effect on you. Just like if you're part of a collective unconscious like town or a certain football team's fans, the Bears, then, Americans, earthlings, there are all these little spirals, and it's really all spirals. So you got a spiral, and then you got the groups within the spiral, and then they got all their little intention spirals, and your tunnel is a spiral. It's all spirals based on Fibonacci, and look it up. That's a fact. But I just wanted to tell you about the intention spiral and the way it can be condensed for a miracle. If you need something real quick, the universe or God can condense the time involved in your intention and enhance your intention. Well, not enhance it. It's empowering your manifestation based on your intention. So the more powerfully you can intend it, and the higher alignment, the greater the chance that you will be able to perform the miracle. And your subconscious has to be aligned in terms of not holding back, no friction, no blockage. And, you got to make sure you bust past the collective veils and whatever they got going to block you. Overlays, it could be any kind of overlay. And you got to make sure your words are straight. Words are loaded. They got meaning. Secret societies have taken certain words and subverted them, or even inverted them. What songs resonate? Songs about what words? Royals. She says a bunch of words that they want to resonate with you. She puts them all together, and she has a hit song, even though she's basically singing about nonsense. It's got a nice beat, I guess, but it's just a bunch of nonsense. And she says she wants to be your queen bee or whatever in the video, and it's like, no, thank you. You're not my queen bee, because you're rapping. And then she wasn't a rapper. Well, she's singing about a bunch of crap, but those are keywords. It's so easy to figure that out. You don't need a bunch of friends to sit around and crack the code, quote, crack the code, unquote. No. I mean, okay, she's proud of herself and her family and her friends, whatever. That's child's play, really. It's child's play. I can encode all that stuff or figure out the code anytime I want. Spirit provides the information. As long as you're aligned, you get anything you want, information-wise. It just flows. Ask me anything. Ask me anything in the comments. I'll answer your question. 15 days in, I am aligned. So, the intention spirals, and the weight can compress it for a miracle. And check this out, right? Check this out. Okay, I'm allowed to say this. Okay. I was thinking it as a secret, but okay, check this out. About 9 months ago, I dropped a subwoofer on my foot. It's about a 40-pound subwoofer. It was in a wooden box, and the point hit me right in the top of the left foot. Hit me. It hit me right there. And you know what happened? A 40-pound subwoofer dropped on the top of my left foot, point side down. You know what happened? Nothing. It hurt for about 20 seconds and about a moderate amount of pain. And then it was gone. It didn't puff up. It didn't bruise. It was like it never happened. Now, how's that possible? Because the way it slipped out of my hands was not my fault. That was not carelessness. It was the etheric realm, the etheric spirit, basically pulling it out of my hand a little bit, making it slip, making my fingers a little slipperier. So it wasn't my fault. And because, see, that intention spiral stuff, that doesn't just work in this plane, it works in other realms too. But it has to be someone above that realm to be able to interfere. So that's why that etheric realm, or 5D, if you will, they think they're badass. But someone from 7D or 6D likes me. So it didn't hurt. It should have smashed my foot and I should have had to go to the hospital, right? Yeah. But what happened is, I figured this out. It just happened. It just went full circle. So I started my fast 2 weeks ago. My foot puffed up right away. I mean, it was big. Oh, wait, no. It puffed up a week before. Okay. So my foot has been puffed up for 3 weeks. Swelling just went down. It was puffed up for 3 weeks. And if you touched it and you pressed on it, the bone was bruised. And one day I saw an indention right where I had dropped that. It was an indention, a red mark. And that red mark wasn't there. Why would it just be right there? So it hit me. Spirit told me earlier when I was just like super aligned. It told me that subwoofer from 9 months ago, the pain was placed in a more appropriate location to be handled. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? And then the pain was dulled. So even though I would press on it and I could feel the bone is like bruised, if I don't press on it, I feel nothing bad at all. And like I said, the swelling's down now, like almost completely. And so it took about 15 days of fasting. But that pain was spread out because that etheric entity that was fighting me, making my hand slippery and making it fall, that couldn't be allowed to happen. It wasn't in my path to go to the hospital and have a boot put on for months and whatever. It would have messed up my trajectory. And it's not in the script. And of course, I'm kind of writing my script with the infinite as I go along. See, my original script is torn up. It's gone. It's canceled. It's voided. I'm making this up as I go along. This reality of mine. So anyway, yeah, they can compress for a miracle. They can also take a different attention and intention that's affecting your quantum field, and they can spread it out over a period of time, or they can move it. And that's what happened. And I just figured out today that that's a possible thing. And that makes sense because the other one that was swollen, the other foot that was swollen, you know what that was? A year ago, I dropped, let's see, which one was that? Oh, I dropped an impact, a Ryoki impact drill on my right foot, right on the top. And it bounced off and nothing happened. That is why it was swollen. And a little bit bruised on the top. It didn't affect me then at all. It waited and affected me now. And that would explain all the burns. Like, sometimes, okay, I guess I'm a little careless. Like hot grease will be on my skin, or, you know, a torch, a lighter, you know, whatever. Anything hot. A fire outside in the summer, can't do it right now. Or burning at the burn barrel. I burn all kinds of stuff at the burn barrel. I mean, well, trash. Stuff you're allowed to burn, right? Because that's what we do in Minnesota. We burn stuff. To stay warm and to cook bratwurst and s'mores. S'mores. Is it s'mores or is it s'mores? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I poured my heart out in this video here. And now you understand intention spirals and the way they can be altered time-wise. And if you use your intention, maybe you could co-create with the infinite in your reality. You can even program the intention in your subconscious that the next time you do drop something on your foot or get a burn, that it spreads out so it doesn't cause acute damage. You can do that. You can do anything through intention. Remember, this whole world's your oyster. It all depends on your hard work ethic and your coherence, your alignment, and, well, your hunger for the spirit, because that's how you get aligned, and your dedication, because you're going to be veiled and you're going to get attacked from other spirit planes as well as physical plane to get you to stop. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to crawl out of the matrix. I probably said too much now. All right, so that's it for today. I know you know I'm telling the truth. Put this into practice. Put it into practice. Set your intention spirals today. Say, whatever your New Year's resolution or whatever. Put it in your intention spiral. Imagine the spiral. And, do an actual meditation for 9 minutes or 18 minutes or 27 minutes. Multiples of 9. Tesla said 9. 3, 6, 9, he said. That's why he said that. Okay? So Tesla was a genius, And he was getting information. He even said those weren't his ideas. He was getting them from somewhere else. He was getting them from 5D. That's where he was getting it from. 5D. Anyways, thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe and like. And have a good day.